Operation Safed Sagar. Mihir, you have the mic in your hand. Why don't you start?
First of all, good evening, everyone. Very good evening. I'm getting goosebumps like every one of you here when I watched the first episode. I think we were all in sync here when we were watching the episode. There was this energy in this room is very different. और मैं इस बड़े रूम का इतने बड़े दिग्गजों के साथ एक छोटा सा हिस्सा बन पाया आज शाम को. I really want to thank Oni sir, Matchbox Shots, and Netflix for this opportunity that I get to be a part of this story and to tell the story of number 17 Squadron, Golden Arrows. अपनी performance से कुछ करने का मौका मिला और कुछ story बताने का मौका मिला. So I'm very grateful and honored for that. Apart from that, after watching this show, I would just want people to, first of all, I would just want them to remember the respect for the defense forces, the respect for the Indian flag, the respect for a nation. It has only and only increased. Also, when I was a part of this show, you know, being in the Air Force Station, wearing those overalls, we were also discussing that we cannot even call that costume. Like usually on sets as actors, हम बोलते कि costume है, आज का costume क्या है? ये तो हमारा uniform था, तो पहनकर ही एक अलग से ही जज्बा आ जाता था बॉडी में. Of course, आप जितना जज्बा सर हमें लगता भी नहीं है कि कभी हम उसके काबिल भी है, क्योंकि आप वो कैसे आप करते हो आप लोग वो seriously sir, salute to you. But as actors हम जितना कर पाए हमने कोशिश किया वो कहानी को आप तक पहुंचाने की. And it was very, I mean, this is so by far one of my best experiences so far. I can hands down say that. कि अपने देश के लिए कुछ करना एक्टिंग के द्वारा, ड्रामा के द्वारा, परफॉर्मेंस आर्ट्स के द्वारा वो मौका अगर आपको मिले तो उससे बड़ी सौभाग्य की बात कुछ नहीं हो सकती. और मैं यंगर जनरेशन को यही कहना चाहूँगा कि इस शो को देखकर आपको सोचने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. देश के लिए रेस्पेक्ट तो है ही, पर वो हमें दिख भी रहा है कितना रेस्पेक्ट है आज की जनरेशन को और पहले भी जनरेशन को कि यू नो बहुत ज्यादा समझदार है सब. और ये शो देखने के बाद दे विल रियलाइज व्हाट गोज देयर, लाइक हेडक्वार्टर्स में या मिनिस्ट्री में या पार्लियामेंट में क्या होता है. इट्स नॉट इजी टू फ्लाई अ मेग. वी एज एक्टर्स हम तो बस कॉकपिट में बैठकर हम एक्टिंग की है, but to live that life is not easy for anyone. And salute to all the Indian soldiers, to the pilots. This is the Air Force salute, which was taught to us. I know there's a different salute for Air Force, Navy and Army. पर मैं भूल चुक माफ अगर कुछ गलती हो गई हो तो. Thank you so much. जय हिंद.
Mihir, clearly this was a very meaningful role for you. That was very beautifully expressed. Thank you. Abhay?
Good evening, everyone. As Mihir said everything, I would just like to add a few more things that as an actor, I think stories like Operation Safed Sagar, you actually don't choose this kind of project. This project chooses you. It's the other way around. And it is a matter of absolute pride that one gets to do it in their lifetime. And as we discussed it before, I think पिछले जन्म में कुछ अच्छा कर्म हो गया होगा जो ऐसी प्रोजेक्ट का हिस्सा बनने को मौका मिला. And just a couple of things that I would like younger generation, and since I am also a younger person, I am not really an ideal person to ask, but what I can share, my feeling would be just two things. First, the value of sacrifice for an officer to go back home after a sortie or facing a war. So I think what younger generation can just try to understand is the value of each and every sacrifice that our parents, especially the families over here sitting, have gone through, and every parent goes through. There are a few parents on this stage. I'm sure they must And we as children also understand now through the medium of the show that what sacrifice actually, the value of sacrifice, how it holds. And also, one major thing that I would like to share is that together we achieve more. That's the thing that I would like to reiterate, because the value of unity is something that we unanimously should understand. And if वो कहते हैं एक हाथ और दो हाथ से बेहतर होते हैं चार हाथ और आठ हाथ, जिससे कि जो भी हम लाइफ में अचीव करना चाह रहे हैं वो काम आसान हो जाता है. सो आई थिंक जस्ट अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ दिस दैट टुगेदर is when we achieve more, and we also surprise ourselves in achieving that. Thank you.
Wise words from young ones.
Just wanted to add that Dhali and Goofy are the only two people younger than the Kargil war here. So उनको हाँ क्या बोलने का भी है younger generation. So Dhali and Goofy, thank you for being younger generation.
Okay. Tarun, would you like to go next?
Yes. First of all, thank you so much for having us here. Thank you, Netflix. Thank you, Matchbox. Thank you to the Indian Air Force. Thank you thank you everyone who's here. In terms of my takeaways from this experience, there's lots, but I believe there are two very major things that I have gained and learned. I've learned that everyone wants to be a hero until you get to know what it takes to be one. And we got to know. We saw it with our own eyes. And it's really not easy. And the other thing is that because of this show, this shoot, this whole experience, I have my own Baldy, Dali, Goofy, Ahuja sir, Tony sir. And that's made my life so much better because I have gained people that I will cherish in my life forever and ever. So thank you so much.
Tarun, thank you. Arnav?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I think like when I was growing up, I was watching movies like Laksh, and I was like, wow, that is so cool to be able to, be in the army at the time, is because the movie is about army. But I know for a fact that when people watch Operation Safed Sagar, all the kids who are watching there who are younger, who have the chance to be able to sign up for the Air Force, they're all going to do that. They're going to look up what happened in this mission. They're going to dig up every history that came up. So it's going to educate them. And I'm sure there'll be a few people 10, 15 years down the line who are going to be like, I saw that show, Operation Safed Sagar, and that inspired me to want to get into the Air Force. And as for my experience, जैसे एयरफोर्स में लोग रिटायर होके अपने कलीग्स के साथ ड्रिंक्स पीना चाहते हैं, आज रात में सिर्फ वही करना चाहता हूँ. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That was lovely. Ladies, I now come to you. Operation Safed Sagar is, of course, a tribute to our air warriors, but it's also a salute to the extraordinary women who stood beside them. What is that one quality you would borrow from the woman that each of you have portrayed on screen? Let's start with you, Dia.
Well, ma'am, it's been an honor of a lifetime to portray you. And I hope you enjoy watching me play you on screen. There are many qualities that you have that I would aspire to imbibe. But I think the one quality that is profound about you is your empathy and the fact that you have this indomitable spirit, a kind of courage and grace that brings people together and connects them and binds them in a sisterhood that helped the women beside you while you were going through this experience, go through this experience the way you did, together.
Thank you, Dia. Prajakta?
Hello, everybody. Good evening. I think, adding on to what Dia said, honestly, every day that I did spend there meeting everyone who's also in the Air Force base that we were shooting in, I just constantly came back thinking that I've never seen courage like that. I have never walked on a ground that is so fearless. I have never seen women. They have this very different. I don't mean to sound too poetic because I'm not, but they have this very different twinkle in their eye.
A lot of the ladies sitting up
Yeah.
here.
And when
And
we
that twinkle
spoke to
in the
them,
eye.
I couldn't I couldn't forget that. Like, that's what I came back with. They were so gracious. They fed us so much, such good food. And there was just so much courage in everything they said. They made life changing things sound so normal. And if I get even 100th of that courage, honestly, I'll go through life so much easier. So, yeah, that
Well, you have a twinkle in your eye, so I think very well cast.
that that could even just be mascara, but we'll see.
Amrita?
Good evening, everyone. This is such an incredible honor, and an even bigger honor is to play Alka ma'am. Um, I think resilience and optimism. Firstly, comes up after such a big loss. All of us, with the grief in our hearts, we go home, but she goes home to his things. She goes home and she spends a lifetime with his things, with his sweater and his glasses and his cup and his chair and his scooter and his child. And I think it is a whole other level of resilience to not become bitter after that, to not take this country for granted after that. It is incredibly difficult. I don't know how to do it, but if I manage to do that in my life, I mean, Alkaji, that's what I've learned, honestly.
Thank you so much, Amrita. And finally, Adil, from what I know about you, kind of actor you are, I'm sure you must have spent time understanding the world of the Indian Air Force before stepping in front of the camera for this role, for this character. Was there one thing you discovered that completely changed the way you approached the way you played your character?
Good evening, everybody. Honor, pleasure, privilege to be standing, and especially in front of all of you. It had been my dream to be in the sky when I was 4 years old, but that did not happen because my mother was worried that I will die in the war. And so she convinced my dad to take me out of Sani School, Gwalpara. But I get to play this role now, so I'm lucky and thank you so much, Kushalji, for approaching me. He's the one who approached me, and all these amazing actors. And Oniji, I can't see his long hair. Oh, he's there. Thank you so much for saying yes to me. And the person that I played in this show, Marshal Western Command, Mr. Vinod Patni, and I just had a chat with him once on a video call, and the first thing he said, "You don't look like anything like me at all." And I was like, "Oh God, okay." And when I was talking to him, I had mustache because I was playing another role in another film. So he said, "I don't have mustache." So I said, "Sir, this is for another role, and I will definitely shave off this mustache." You were there, remember? Yeah. So I got really scared, and I was like, "Oh my God, I have no idea what he's going to feel when he sees me portraying that role." One thing which I took away to cut it short is that all the emotions and the human elements that we feel because of the high stake that all the people in the Air Force that you always face, But as an actor, we also face a lot of emotions. At the drop of a hat, the director would say, cry, and we have to cry. So over the years of, my hair is quite gray now. Over the years, what I have learned, I think that is probably similar, that we ride on emotions and so do you. You feel the emotion, but you don't get drowned in it. You ride on it. And I think that is one similarity that we have. So thank you again, everybody who's sitting here. I'm absolutely honored and privileged to be standing here in front of you. Jai Hind.
Sarika and Abhijit, we haven't heard from you. Can you give us the, final word? Seeing your labor of love premiere today, just thoughts, feelings. I can't let you go without saying something.
No, I think the amount of people who जुड़ गए हैं, in this series, you've seen it on the end credits. It just makes you, it's very, very overwhelming. And I just want to thank the Indian Air Force and Netflix, without which this wouldn't have been the way it is.
Thank you so much. As a creator, to see your labor of love actually on the screen, from a thought to something that has reached its fruition.
It's really overwhelming, and I think this started when, as Kushal sir said, joined the Indian Air Force. And when this came to me, I think I read a lot of books on the Kargil War. It was the first televised war in the country. But I'm sort of ashamed to say that I didn't know about the Indian Air Force's involvement in the war. And I thought that it's really important for me to bring this story to life. We need to know about these stories.
You and the rest of the world.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for that. How about a big round of applause for the cast and crew? How amazing. It was lovely hearing from you, hearing your thoughts, feeling your emotions. I'm sure everybody sitting over here felt your emotions as well. So big round of applause. Thank you for being so honest and real and lovely. May I request all of you to step forward a little bit and come together a little bit for a photograph? This is a very special photograph. We have the cast and crew of Operation Sagar right here. Yeah, pull out your cameras. This is a very special photograph, ladies and gentlemen. It's lovely to see so many cameras up, taking this very special photograph. This, ladies and gentlemen, was the premiere of Operation Sagar. You are the lucky few. We are also very privileged to have you here to watch the first episode. Big round of applause for our cast and crew. Thank you very much. I'm going to request all of you to exit backstage, whichever way you want to go. Before I say goodnight, I have to say this. There couldn't be a more meaningful first audience for Operation Sagar. Thank you to the Indian Air Force and to every member of our armed forces, veterans and families present here tonight for honoring us with your presence, your courage, commitment and service. Gave this story its soul. A big thank you to Matchbox Shots, Feel Good Films, creator, cast and crew for bringing this remarkable chapter of our wartime legacy to audiences across the world with such authenticity and heart. Tomorrow, this story begins its journey on Netflix across India and across the world. And to India's armed forces, our deepest respect and our endless gratitude. Jai Hind.